Peace, blessing, love, and light. It's your girl, Divinely Guided D, and I'm back. I'm having a little bit of some technical issues. So you know what it is the negative energy trying to just steer me off my path, and I'm not letting up. I have been trying to upload this for the last 2 days, and you wouldn't even believe me. Technical difficulty, what was it? Something with Google. It was just a lot of little small things happening, but here I am. So we're back for Young, Famous, and African, episode 6. This is from season 3. And the episode's called Shots Fired. Boom, boom, boom. Shout out to Steph. Okay, Steph London. She got, anyway, a song. Anyway, I'm excited. I'm excited. Okay. So the episode opens up with picking up where left off, where Fontana walks in when Kefi is having lunch or drinks, whatever, meeting up with Diamond. And Kefi let it be known that she understands that Diamond and Fontana are involved, right? Um, so Kathy, Fontana, and Diamond, they're seated at the table now, and Fontana goes off on Diamond, and she says he can't be trusted, period. And honestly, I think that that's probably the wisest thing that she said in regards to Diamond. It's one thing for her to want to play around with him and get to know him and, do all these little things. And another thing for her to really invest herself emotionally, not knowing that he can't be trusted. I mean, yeah, investing her feelings knowing that he can't be trusted. So Diamond's rebuttal, right, at the confessional was that Kefi made him look like he effed up, but he didn't, and that's what happens when you mess around with older women. But when I understand Kefi, I believe is in her mid 30s. Uh, I don't think Diamond is far behind, and Fantana claims she's 26. That woman looks older than her age, and I think it might have to do with the augmentation that she has. But other than that, she's a beautiful girl. I know people get at her about having a large head and big teeth. But you know what? Some people are just meant to take up space. I chuckled before I completed it because I knew how it sounds. But anyway, yeah, some people are meant to take up space. I think there was a certain close up and I liked her smile. So I was like, okay. Some people say she has a lot of gums, but you know what? Some people don't have enough gums. So Fantana, keep on smiling, girl, with your chompers. All right. So Diamond also said he wants to have a one-on-one in the confessional because he felt like it was just a setup. What happened with him and Gefi. All right. So then he leaves Kefi and Fantana there. So we move on. We see Zari and Shakib in their home. They have a beautiful home. She provides the spread of it was breakfast, and the melanin was melanating, melanating. They talk about their relationship, Diamond, and the non-existing or possibly existing, who knows, compromised text messages that supposedly says that Zari wanted to have a baby with Diamond again. And they decide that they want to move forward, which is great. Shakib also agrees that he's glad that they had that conversation, so that way, they can leave that behind and move on with their marriage. Zari brings up Annie and checking on her. And then after that, we follow up and we see Annie is shown getting out of a plane. She's back um, in town because we had seen that the last time she was around, she had contacted Tubaba Innocent, her husband, as of now. Um, well, soon to be ex-husband, Mr. African Queen. So we see her getting out of a plane, um, because the last time she went home, so she's coming back and she wants to make things right, according to her. And I wrote, you can hear the pain in her voice, right? So Annie and Annie, they meet up. Annie mentions she's having Naked invite the group to an event on her behalf so she can start making her amends. The boys meet up. First, we see Naked and Diamond, and Diamond wants to tell Naked about his women troubles and what happened with Kefi and Fontana and being busted. Louis then joins and informs Naked of his unknown relationship issues because Naked says he wasn't sure. He didn't even know that they were having issues. And Louis mentions that that Kaylee informed that she was kind of unhappy. Louis confronts Diamond on what's going on with he and Zari since Shakib is his friend. And I thought that that was very honorable of him, especially because they roll in the same circle, right? But just how one is expected to kind of have to deal with the fact that Diamond is a part of Zari's past. Diamond needs to also be called out and let it be known that Shakib is here in Zari's present, possible future, God willing. So he needs to understand that. And what better person than Louis who can do it in a respectful manner while also still having that masculine sternness that needs to be understood or that some men understand and respond to. And I thought that was good. Zari and Annie meet up. They talk about how Annie wants to make things up to her. And I quoted Zari, I wrote it down. She said, I forgive Annie because her projections are not my reality. There's so many of us who takes on this persona of what other people want us to be or look like, whether that's this bad person or whatever you want to insert there. And I think that that's an important nugget to take away. To forgive because other people's projections are not your reality and you have a choice in choosing to keep going. The same way my technology was acting up, all these weird negative vibes that are trying to steer me off my path after I've worked so hard to even get here, you know. Um, I still have the choice to decide whether I'm gonna lay down and just let myself be run over, or if I'm gonna lift myself up, get back here, find a different way to upload than the other way. You know what I'm saying? So that can be applicable in different ways. Kaylee and Nick, Kaylee and Naked have a Netflix and chill. Naked says when two people when you see two people in love, it doesn't mean now you have to confine them to the imprisonment of marriage. So, and I wrote, he has a note about being asked when are they getting married, and he doesn't want to be a three-time divorcee. Um, Kaylee says she won't wait for him to be ready. So I think that when Kaylee looks back at the confessionals, I think she needs to pay attention when he says, um, when he compares marriage to imprisonment because he was divorced twice. Maybe it was so sour the way it ended that to him, when he thinks back to those relationships, it was imprisonment for him. So now he's free. Now he doesn't have to have Mrs. Naked or whatever, Mrs. Quinton Naked. If anything, he could have a life partner and without having a contract. And I think that she needs to understand that there's a possibility that he may take longer to change his mind if he ever does at all. And one thing that we all need to understand about life is don't wait for someone to change their mind. Accept that who they are is who they are. And you keep doing you. And if that person wants to catch up to you, then they will do that work. That's where the free will comes in. Okay? Because you wasn't forced to get married, Quentin. You chose to get married twice. Okay? So moving on, Swanky, Annie, and Zari are seated. Annie and Swanky went to want to move on, and I left it at that because they have because of what's going on now with Annie's marriage and how she accused Swanky of being a part of the orchestration of how she was abandoned by her husband or left. Um, I just left it at that because obviously I don't think she sees him as a friend. So that's not gonna last because we saw it didn't. Okay, then we see I put Naked slash Annie's party. Naked invited everybody, but it's for Annie. So so I put Naked and slash Annie's party happens. Louie and Kaylee are concerned about what people will feel when they learn the party is for her. A lot of people were not left in the with the best image of Annie before she returned back to town. So it's a valid concern. I don't want to be forced to go, I don't want to be lied to. I want to be given the choice to decide if I want to be in the same space with whoever it is or not. And if you know that I don't F with this person, why would you even think that that will be okay? My apologies. I don't know what happened. Okay, so continuing. So Kaylee and Louie were concerned about the party because it was under false pretenses that people were invited. Fantana thinks she will win the game with Diamond. We shall see. Um, Kaylee is looking for apartments because she doesn't know where she stands for naked. I put Nadia's understandably pissed after she finds out that um they're not there for to celebrate their individual accomplishments, which is what she was told in order to get to the party. I put the waiters look scared standing in the back. So if you watch the episode again and you see, I think it was like maybe like four of them. There was this girl, this the female waiter, and she just looked like I don't know what's gonna happen. What's going on? That was funny to me. Um, Let me see. Annie puts Annie on the spot about apologizing and says she's stressing to clean up her mess and chaos. And she told Annie, "You was never going to apologize or do it on your own." You know what I'm saying? So basically, she was trying to uh facilitate so that Annie can then come in into the conversation and say, you know, I am apologetic about X, Y, and Z. Annie got defensive, and that turned off the possibility of them making amends at that moment. I put Nadia as a realist, and I like that she said, "I don't walk in destruction." So many people make so many excuses for why they are disrespectful and just rude for no reason. You know, we all go through certain things, but this is where the free will comes in. The free will, um, allows you, gives you the choice, the option, to decide which way you want to go. Are you gonna be a victim? Or are you gonna be a survivor? Right? So you choose. And I agree with Nadia. She's going through her own loss, as she mentioned, but she wasn't trying to spew out venom. And I think she mentioned venom too. Um, so that was that. And that's pretty much where I left it. So, like always, your girl is here to stay. And let me tell you just one more thing. It doesn't matter what anybody wants you to think as far as illusions go. And only certain people will understand this, right? The illusion is there to make you think that something is happening, but there's also what the reality actually is. Okay? Keep that in mind.